Hey, Steve here. Hey, we're really excited. My wife and I are heading down to New Mexico in a couple of weeks to see our grandkids, and my son and his wife are very excited about it. We're in transition, heading to new ventures, new spaces. Really pretty excited about the whole thing. I've been here at the Vineyard for quite a long time, and I've learned a lot of things about the Vineyard and a lot of principles and just some thoughts. One I'd like to share with you today. I know a lot of churches and individuals. They would really like to reach out to their community, but they get stuck. They sometimes are a little bit fearful. Sometimes they don't have a whole lot of confidence. But there's a principle that I've learned over the last several years, actually. And it's the principle of beginning where you are with what you have. Beginning where you are with what you have. When I came back from Scotland, my wife and I came back with our kids. Came back to America. We went to a church down in Pensacola called Liberty Church. It's a great church today. It has like 6 locations. It's booming at the moment. They're reaching their city, doing a fantastic job. But when we came back many years ago, we came back to the church, and it had gone through like major splits. So it had grown from 1,500 to 2,000 people down to about 150 to 200 people when we got back. Our resources were limited. Our people resources was limited. And as I did scan the horizon or the view of the church, I realized there was a whole bunch of senior citizens, not a whole bunch, but a lot of senior citizens. Then there was a sprinkling of other people. Then we had a great 20s and teens groups that were there. And so I just began where I was with what I had. When we did outreach, I would get the senior citizens to help me prepare stuff, and I would get the teens and the 20s to go out with me to the community, to streets, and to go out and encourage people and share our faith with people in the area of Pensacola. But when we first started, Patty and I, basically every Thursday, we began with what we had, where we were. And so every Thursday, I'd change out of my church clothes, get into some shorts to head out to North and South Palafox Street. And so I'd grab a cooler, and we'd fill the cooler up with ice. We'd have drinks in there. We'd have Coke. We'd have water. We'd have Sprite in there. And we'd go up and down North and South Palafox Street at lunchtime. And we'd stop people, and we'd say, hey, we've got free drinks here. What would you like? Would you like a Sprite? Would you like a Coke? Would you like a water? And people would look at us like we were from Mars or something. And then they would say, yeah, I'd love to have a Coke. And we'd give them a Coke. And we had a card, and we called it a Connect card, and we put it under the pop top, and they would receive a Coke or a drink, and they'd read the card. And some people would say, man, that's an amazing idea. Other people would ask us, hey, where are you from? I'd say, well, I'm from Liberty Church, just down Highway 98. And they would say, oh, we thought you had closed. I was like, oh, this is great. Yeah, I'm working in a church, and the people in the community think we've closed. So I guess that's why we were out doing what we're doing. Anyway, we'd be pulling our cooler around North and South Palafox Street just every Thursday. And one day we decided to go down to the very end and go around the marina where all the boats parked and everything. And we pulled in, and it was a beautiful day. Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous. It was blue skies, puffy clouds. There's a huge ship from Spain in it. It had white sails. It was white on blue water, and it was just amazing. So Patty and I decided to head just down through the park area and then head around the marina and come back. And as we were heading down the park area, there was a lady standing there, and we said, hey, would you like a Coke? And she said, yeah, I'd love to have a Coke. And so we gave her a Coke, and it had a Connect card in there, and she said thank you, and we went on our way. We head on down. We gave some drinks out to some people here, met some homeless guys, I remember we gave them some drinks, and we had a really great talk with them. Met a lady who was homeless living in her car, and I believe she had a daughter with her. I'm not sure about that, but I know it was a homeless lady in her car. And we had a great talk with her, and so we made our way back. We didn't have any more drinks left, and so we were coming back. And as we were passing the first lady that we gave a drink to, she said, could I please talk with you for a minute? And we said, sure, you can talk to us. And then she began to tell us her story. She was on the Escambia River in a bass boat, and she's going down the river with a friend, and they're fishing, and all of a sudden they looked up and they saw a whirlpool ahead, and they knew there were boats behind them coming, right behind them, and so they thought, we need to warn them. And so they headed toward shore, and as they headed toward shore, the driver of the boat turned the motor off, big mistake. The current caught the boat, and pulled the boat, and it went down inside the whirlpool. The nose got stuck under a log. He went flying. She went down, and when she went down, she was really close to the whirlpool. She took a deep breath and went down, and somehow her belt loop, seriously, her belt loop got caught on a branch, and she leans in, gets a gulp of air, leans back, and thinks she's going to die. And the only thing she knew to do was to pray internally. And what she prayed internally was this: God, help me. And when she prayed, God, help me, somehow, in fast, slow motion, she remembered as she was going down in this muddy water that there was a branch up here somewhere. And so she reached her arm up, and sure enough, there was a branch right where she thought it was, and pulled with all of her might. Her belt loop snapped. She floated up and floated downstream and was in the hospital for 3 days, getting her stomach pumped out and all the water out of her. And she was standing there, and we walked by and gave her a Coke with a Connect card. And she said, "This is amazing." She said, "You know, I was sitting here, I was looking at this boat, I was looking at the water, and I was pondering this thought. I knew that God had saved me. I knew when I had prayed to God, when I said, God, save me, God, help me, that He saved me. And I was standing here pondering this thought. I wonder if God is still interested in my life." And then we walked by and gave her a drink, and she read the card. Well, anyway, we had a great time with her. We had a great talk. We talked to her about the love of God, about the good news, told her about Jesus. We were able to pray with her that day. But we would have never been there if we'd waited for everything to have been perfect. What we had to do was to apply this principle. And the principle is this: begin where you are with what you have. If you're afraid, begin with a little bit of confidence that you have. Overcome it. Begin to go. Begin to do. And guess what? As you practice, you'll have confidence. Your confidence will grow. If you don't have supplies, look around. Look around. What do you have? And be determined to reach your community with what you have. So, begin where you are with what you have. Until next time.